Bit of a rush job, this, isn't it, Ted?
Yeah, I'm sorry about the notes through the door, but I was tied up with the warrants.
Everybody here?
Well, in body, yes, but after the Vino Collapso last night, I can't guarantee their minds.
Fandangos. I bet one of the Yorkshire puddings fell in love with the narrow-back stripper.
Yeah, country boys.
How many men on this job?
30. Maybe more if you include the dog men who goes on standby.
Oh, that's marvellous. I'm lucky to get a couple of coolies in a patrol car. Some DI from Sheffield has a whisper. And we have to lay this circus
Well, on the strength of it, Teal has a very good snout.
Oh, has he? I want that snout on our firm, Ted. Our firm. Understand?
I'm trying.
Yeah, by the way, what's Ray's motor doing there?
Oh, yeah, I meant to tell you. He's got Teal in your office.
Oh, very cosy.
Well, you know me, I'm not into politics.
Yeah, well, in that case, we can get in that briefing room and start kicking a few backsides. I want them all there and all awake.
Yeah, no problem.
Any chance of saying how long this operation's going to take, boss?
No idea.
It's just that we're short of radios, and I'm strapped for staff on the street.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, Sergeant? Overtime bandits?
Under pressure.
Right, on the street as soon as you can.
All right, folks, I know it's an ungodly hour, but let's try and arrange yourselves into teams before the briefing. Jim, pass around the operational orders, will you?
Ah, Frank, good morning.
Sir. Harry Teal, DI. We've cracked on the phone.
Harry?
Lads had a grand night out last night from all accounts.
Oh, good. Sir, a word, please.
We start in a few minutes, Frank.
Look, I've one or two loose ends, fine-tuning. Can't leave anything to chance in the big city.
I'm grateful. You know where the briefing room is?
I'll follow my nostrils, boss. Frank?
Seems a practical sort.
On the square and all, and the way his thumb was waving about.
I wouldn't know, Frank. So, what's on your mind?
As DI, I should have been consulted.
It's not the time or place, Frank.
Oh, I see. All done and dusted, is it? And I got to play second fiddle to some coalman from Sheffield?
Look, I don't intend getting embroiled in an argument, but the job doesn't grind to a halt when you take the day off.
My men know where I can be contacted.
That as may well be. But I'm more concerned that this costly operation goes off properly and promptly, which means you and I pulling together.
Look, I don't even know the strength of the information. Haven't sussed out the plot, nothing. Now, if I'm leading an operation, I've got to have the pulse of it.
The show's mine, Frank. You're not going out on this one.
Must be a huge operation.
Who cares?
You're not interested then?
I lost interest in CID stunts ages ago.
Just do it for the overtime, eh?
Yep. Hang on. What's that bloke doing in the car over there?
So it's all cobbled together, is it?
Your point's taken, but the record's wearing thin, and we've a team in there who need positive leadership, so come on. Tactics, Frank.
No problems here?
None at all.
All right, then, settle down, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being so prompt and alert. For those who don't know me, I'm Detective Chief Inspector Gordon Ray. My deputy, DI Frank Burnside, and DI Teal from Sheffield. Could you give us an outline of the operation, Inspector?
Yeah, thanks, boss. I won't beat about the bush. We've come to nail some of our local Ganesh, that's Yorkshire for villains. Hooligans who are currently plundering heavy plant, and I'm not talking about prize sunflowers. Now, basically, as you can see from the excellent operation order, sir, there's possibly 5 bodies at the end of this sortie. Crawling rat. So, DC Carver.
Sir.
Your target is Andy Mull, a driver who can manipulate everything from a Honda 50 to dragline equipment. And his wife's left him with 6 kids.
Not the only thing he's good at manipulating, then, eh, boss?
Yeah, well, we might need backup with the kids. And I'm told he might have 1 or 2 items in the house, so he could be a handful. Best take cuffs. DC Lines.
Yes, sir? Here.
Your man is Willis Martin. Now, as far as we know, he's with a bird. He's a tremendous burglar, bypasses alarms, climbs like a monkey. He's slippery as an eel, so be quick.
Sir.
DC Dashwood.
Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah, a bit of a shadowy character and a totally unknown quantity. All we know is he's involved.
Probably the snout.
And last but not least, the brothers Rooney, the prime movers who set up the jobs and move the gear. Now, myself and DS Roach will head the team for these 2.
You sure he's on his own?
Yeah, there's just the driver. I'm going to pull him.
Well, let's just check the motor first, eh?
The Rooneys are very nasty individuals, usually violent and prone to biting whatever comes nearest.
Hollis, turn that thing down.
Sorry, sir. This message might be relevant. These Roonies live at 3 Hoxton Road, yeah?
Go on.
Well, Data and Young have just spotted a suspicious car parked near that house. And a computer reckons it's a blocked vehicle.
Loose ends, Mr. Teal.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, boss. I just took the added precaution of setting up a man to keep a weather eye on the houses.
You what?
Okay, Frank. Perhaps we could speak directly. The briefing is terminated, Mr. Teal.
Of course, sir.
In connection with your last transmission, please do not, I repeat, do not proceed with the inquiry any further.
Understood.
Typical. Always leave you in the dark, don't they?
Who is he? Do you recognise him?
Yeah, we'd have blown the lot if we'd said something to him.
These faces are all unknown quantities, so risks are out and positive action in.
Which team you with, Gov?
I'm not. Time you lot flew solo, but the phone call comes to me. So, get your heads up, get out there, and get a result.
What's going on?
Management decision.
So I'm stuck with that tosser.
Yeah, well, give it your best shot, Ted.
Listen, he couldn't inspire a rabbit to reproduce.
Don't give him an inch.
Don't worry about it.
And listen, whatever happens, I want that snout on our team. As the man says, tactics.
You're lucky to have gaffers like that.
Lucky?
At least they let you get on with it.
That's what I mean, that.
I really don't feel very well.
Let him off the leash. What happens?
There, but for the grace of God.
You would never see me get in that condition.
It's not castration, Frank.
No,
Just the ball game at our rank has changed.
I see. You want me to be a 9 o'clock critic?
You see? Straight on the attack. Nobody in their right mind expects you to do anything else but lead from the front.
And what's wrong with that?
Nothing. But have you ever considered what effect it might be having on your staff?
I'll never give a job I wouldn't do myself.
Missing the point, aren't you? Maybe occasionally they'd like to operate without the constraint of you, me, or any other senior ranks breathing down their necks.
And when the job comes on top, the bullet stops at DI.
Delegation is an art, Frank. It's about trust.
You were tying my legs together.
Look, I'm not patronising or dangling a carrot, but I don't think you've yet reached the level of your incompetency.
The Peter principle.
When you take a man to that level, you maximise his potential.
Oh, come off.
No, Frank. I want you to adopt a slightly different role.
Come on. Mind the doors. Now wait for me. Vic, go with string. Give me that. I think your DI's been getting his strings pulled. If that guy's a burglar, he's been doing bloody well.
What can I say?
Wait for me.
All right.
Upstairs. Kitchen. Go.
Anderson!
There's no one there, go.
No prizes for guessing who the snout was.
I don't know what he's got behind here.
Look, you had better open this door, mister.
It's impossible.
Well, we will.
Look, I told you, mate. The back door's open.
What's happening? Oh, what? Look, there's kids in here and all.
What are you doing?
Hey.
Come back.
You too?
Hurt you.
Oh, come on, mate. Tell me I'm dreaming.
Okay,
I know. I'll catch it. But you're one parent family. What am I supposed to do?
Hey, Jim! You better come round the back, mate.
I don't want to go to bed.
Come on. Just say the word, boss.
Best if you knock, I think.
Knock.
Yeah.
These people are meant to be dangerous.
Hey, Gov, there's some movement upstairs.
Oh, great. There goes our surprise. Come on.
All right, go on. Hit it.
Mr. Rooney, we have risen.
Out of the way, Alison. Will you be quiet? Coffin! You see, David? Manners.
All this not before entering a premises.
Come on, Jules.
Look, what about these prisoners?
Ask the orchid pudding.
Burnside's not too suited.
No, but it's a bit primeval, Frank. He thinks nobody's got a snout as effective as his. Still, it was a good capture.
Factors and deductions, Derek.
Yep.
Excuse me, sir. We've got a logistics problem.
Oh, yeah.
Successful, Derek?
A superb job, sir. D.I. Teal, the organiser.
Hello, sir.
Inspector, always pleased to encourage interforce cooperation. Anything for us?
Oh, we'll squeeze them dry, sir.
Well, let's hope so. Derek, can I have a word?
Oh, yeah. I'll natter to you later, Harry. All right.
Yeah, sure, mate.
All right, mate.
Smash it. We were at the college together.
Very interesting, sir. However, at the moment, I'm more concerned with little things like prisoners and property.
We'll have to consult with your DI about that.
I have, sir. He said it's Sheffield's problem, not Sun Hill's.
Super's conference agenda.
Oh, no. Saluting, doors and windows left open. This belongs on toilet paper, Andrew.
Frank, how long are you keeping my men?
Ted, we still got the uniforms?
Finishing off.
We'll wrap it up. Teal can use his own men. And you can tell him from me, while I didn't win any medals, they're welcome to a gargle later.
Cheers, Frank.
What's the matter with you? You've been getting to grips with that policewoman.
Fell from Teal's pocket when he was fighting the Ganef.
Must be all his contacts in here.
Back page.
I'm gonna have some fun with this one, Ted.
Great. Hey, June, what's the matter? June, what's up?
You're supposed to be the one who's good with kids. Leave him.
Well, these are good
alone.
compared to mine. Oh, you know, stop it. Yeah, I'm a piece of toast. There, I'll take it. Come on. Anyway, shouldn't these kids be at home?
Yeah, well, social services reckons it's too dangerous and it's a fallback to here as a place of safety till they get their act together.
Yeah, well, it's good practice for the pair of you.
All right now?
Just about. I'm pleased our cupboard was bare. I couldn't afford my way out of a paper bag.
What's happening then?
Teal decided to take the lot back to Sheffield.
I thought Mark was the only one who put his hands on.
Yeah, but he's changed his mind. There's nothing on the others. Teal's just trying to prove a point.
Settle down, everyone. On the starters' orders. All back to normal duties.
Hey, what about these kids?
You're stuck with those until the social services turn up.
What about us, sir?
I'm sorry, mate, but your DI wants you for graft.
Oh, bloody typical.
But the good news is, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, we're all getting together for a couple of gargles at the local round the corner. Everybody welcome.
Yeah, well, don't expect Teal to get his hand down.
And for what it's worth, Burnside says, job well done.
I was obviously sickly for something.
All right, debrief over. Can I have a word, mate?
Sure.
You recognise that? It's Teal's. It's yours for one Yorkshire phone call.
Derek Conway assured me every assistance.
And you've got it.
Then why did you pull your lads off the job? The property inquiries alone are massive.
Ask your snout. He'll tell you where it all comes from.
Typical. You'd pull out and leave us with all the crap, just like the miners' strike.
Now, don't tar me with that brush. And I still haven't forgotten that stroke you pulled this morning with a motor.
Listen, when I come down to the Met, I watch me back.
Everything all right in here?
Just healthy banter, sir, that's all.
Good. Mr. Brownlow's invited you to our conference in a few minutes.
No problem, yeah. I'll just let my lads know where I am.
Anybody will direct you to the command block.
He's a snake.
Mr. Anderson? Yeah, of course I'm from Yorkshire. Well, let's say I work for a friend. Yeah, that's the man, yeah. It came off a treat. Look, I know you can't talk at the moment, but my friend would like to meet you so as he can thank you properly. You get me adrift. Yeah? Well, nominate a plot. It's confidential, yeah. I'm sure he knows the place. Half an hour, yeah? I'll tell him. He's definitely the snout. Cockney.
With our large agenda, perhaps we should deal with Sergeant Penny next. At the recent Divisional Commanders Conference, the role of the custody officer was discussed at some length. It appears that custody officers are not receiving their correct refreshment breaks. Any comments?
We muddle through, sir, but with respect, that isn't my real gripe.
We're here for constructive criticism, Sergeant.
Well, today's episode, for instance, nobody seems to want to make a decision. The prisoners and property have got to be processed, and there are time limits, sir.
Yes, I understand that, but you've been appraised, surely.
Oh, yes, I know they're on their way to Sheffield, but the point is when. Because on top of everything, I've got a station full of kids, and I'm on a skeleton staff.
Derek, can you enlighten us?
Well, the operational order was issued in a bit of a rush, sir.
Inspector Teal, would you like to come in on this?
I apologise for any delay in process, sir, but circumstances have been exceptional.
Mr. Burnside.
No comment, sir.
Derek, memo to all ranks. In future, custody officers are to receive all information necessary to process prisoners without undue delay.
Is that my level or yours, sir?
Yours. Right, Sergeant. Anything else?
Not if you wish to proceed with this conference, sir.
All right, Sergeant. Thank you very much.
Sir?
Gentlemen, crime figures, detection rates, 20%. Mr. Ray.
Think he'll turn up?
Depends on how much he needs a dosh.
You?
My only comment is, of the 20% detected, the majority is minor crime which my staff have stumbled on in the normal course of their duties.
Meaning what?
Just an observation.
Let's keep to facts, please, gentlemen. We've got a lot to get through.
Well, as I seem to be the bogeyman, I'll give you the facts. Of all crime reported at Sun Hill, 80% is screened out, filed, dead. And yet I'm supposed to wave a magic wand and come up with 40%. Unless, of course, we're talking about 40% of the 20% left. In which case, our figures are some of the best, pound for pound, in the force. Not forgetting the rape and the 3 racial fires we've had, all protracted, all requiring necessary overtime, and all detected. Now, I might be old-fashioned, but I think effectiveness should be measured by quality. And that's all I have to say on the subject, sir.
Yes, come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Brownlow, but you did say coffee at 11.
Oh, yes, Marion. Thank you. All right, we'll break there, gentlemen. 10 minutes.
Well, Harry, that's a good lady, eh?
Who's ever Derek? Big and demanding.
Nice one, Frank.
They must think I jumped out of the trees.
Nothing personal, mate.
No. You found him?
Well, yes, he's downstairs, but... Sir, there's something you should know. Teal Snout Anderson?
What about him?
He's your snout. Alfie Dobbs.
Well. Alfie. Or should I say, Mr. Anderson?
I can explain everything, Mr. Burnside.
Out. You too, T.
Be careful.
Snivelling piece of excrement. So you thought you played the two-headed spy, did you?
Look, if you just listen.
Go on.
I was up Sheffield a few weeks ago doing a bit of business, and it came on top.
What, you got nicked?
Well, it was sus. I had nothing, but I needed insurance.
I'm your endowment, Alfie. Should have phoned me.
I know. But I panicked. And when Till put on a trade, I took it. I was going to tell you. Eventually.
You rat.
Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yes?
It's private.
Excuse me, Derek.
I think we could have a problem, sir.
You're going to wish you'd never been born, Alfie.
You will try and see it from my position.
Get off my snout!
What's going on here?
Not your problem.
Well, it was only business.
Away from eyes and ears, Frank. I insist, Inspector.
Treachery, the new style, is it?
Things are never quite what they seem.
You get yours, Alfie.
What are you playing at?
That's my snout.
And you're going to beat the information out of him?
I only gave him words.
I can't understand you. You destroy them upstairs with rational argument, and 10 minutes later, you're compromising your career like an overgrown bouncer. If it hadn't been for Ted Roach, you could have blown it all.
Look, I object to some northern cabbage head taking over my firm and my snout.
A grass tries to put a few quid in his pocket and you're blowing like a furnace because your pride's hurt.
Principles don't change. If Teal was using my man, he should have told me.
Doesn't it tell you something when even your own snout doesn't confide in you?
Yeah, he's nicked.
It has to be legal, Frank.
My position has been undermined.
Not by me, it hasn't.
I've got to have room to manoeuvre.
There's another end to this job, and just as important, so I want you back at that conference.
Games.
Tactics. Don't spend the rest of your life running up and down the stairs, Frank. Try using the lift. Not only is it smoother and quicker, but there's less chance of you having a heart attack or falling on your ass.
3 minutes. I'll follow you up.
Okay, Frank. Your shout.
See. I'm sorry. I was out of order.
You should know that I'm not into backstabbing.
I've had a bad day.
What about Alfie?
He's nicked for conspiracy. I want you to get a statement out of him, Ted. And then he's going back to Sheffield with Teal.
He's your snout.
Was. We all know snouts are disposable. And he's a two-headed spy. He's dangerous. I don't want him.
Be dropping Teal right in it.
Discipline, gentlemen. And as supervisors, we should be aware of its manifestations, starting with a laxity in wearing helmets when dealing with members of the public.
Sorry, sir.
We were talking about discipline, Inspector.
Yeah, well, before you go any further, sir, there's been a development on the Dawn strikes.
Oh?
We've nicked the mystery man Anderson, who's actually called Dobbs, and who's made several admissions to me involving Mull, Martin, and the brothers Rooney. Detective Sergeant Roach and myself will be supplying comprehensive statements, and we should have no problem in securing convictions against all of them. Yeah, all of them, Harry. Now Dobbs is involved, he'll have to take the consequences. Force policy is perfectly clear.
Isn't this man Dobbs one of our informants?
Yes, well, I only knew him as Anderson. I can assure you, sir, I wasn't standing on anybody's toes.
We've done our best to help in this matter. There seems some serious breakdown of communication somewhere.
I can only apologise, sir. This was a genuine misunderstanding.
Yes, well, that's as may be. I'll have to talk to my opposite number in Sheffield. This kind of thing just isn't on.
Tactics.